Hello everyone, Michael O'Brien here, and today we're going to talk about using blindfolds in our magic. Welcome back to another episode of Advice for Magicians, where my goal is to help you to take your magic to the next level. In today's video, I wanted to talk about using blindfolds in magic. Now, this is a completely ordinary blindfold that I picked up at Walmart. I use this in a lot of different pieces of magic that I perform. I perform using my book test. I do this in my Rubik's Cube magic, right? I do this in my Russian roulette style shot glass routine where there's 3 glasses of whiskey and the 4th glass has like hot, spicy peppers in it or something. Something crazy. I use this in a variety of different things. And not only do I wear the blindfold, but I actually put the blindfold on the spectators as well. Right, so I have spectators come up and put the blindfold on and do fun little shenanigans as well with it. So using a blindfold could be a really popular, a really great addition to your act, right? In today's episode, we're going to talk about this right after these announcements. So if you have not already done so, please make sure to click the subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell. That way you know every time I upload a new video. If you'd like to support the channel for just $1 a month, consider clicking that join button and become a Mob Squad member. Members will get access to a bunch of really cool stuff, including tutorials, early access to videos, emojis, badges, and even discounts at O'Brien Magic Shop. All that for just $1 a month. I'll even shout you out right here on the channel. So ladies and gentlemen, let's please give a nice warm welcome to Miguel Alvarez, Anthony Yang, and Nick Sasso. Thank you guys so much for becoming members. It is because of you, it's because of everyone else that watches my videos, all of my subscribers, all of you at home, that I am able to keep this channel going. So from the bottom of my heart, I really, really mean it. If you guys watch all my videos, you love all my content, and you haven't considered clicking that join or subscribe button yet, I please ask that you consider doing so to continue to allow me to keep this channel going, because all of the love and support really means a lot. My goal is to be able to afford a new camera setup so that we can get some better high definition quality sound and video for all of my episodes. So let's go ahead and talk about this now. So I like to call this segment Peaky Blinders, right? Obviously there's a really popular show on Netflix called Peaky Blinders, one of my favorite shows to watch. But the reason I call this Peaky Blinders is because this blindfold, it's a legitimate blindfold, right? I'm wearing the blindfold right now, and it appears as though I can't see anything, but I'm actually peeking out from underneath here. So if I'm looking straight ahead, I can see my hands right now, right? But it looks like I'm looking straight at you, but I can actually see my hands. I can see what's going on. So I mime like as if I'm not able to find the thing on the table. But in reality, I'm able to find it. I know right where it is. I'm just pretending because I'm blindfolded, right? It adds like a whole extra layer to the whole comedy aspect of this. When I do this with my book test, I pick up the manga and I have it upside down, right? And I flip through the pages and I'm like, here, can you go ahead and get a word? And they're like, it's upside down. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Here, now it's facing the right way. And it's like a whole comedy thing, right? I just did a review of Refractor last week where you guys saw that I did a blindfolded bit with the Rubik's Cube. And it looked as though I was mixing the Rubik's Cube while blindfolded, but the honest truth was I was able to peek at the Rubik's Cube, so I was able to see exactly what I was doing while I was shuffling it so that I know that I didn't make any mistakes. Now, here's the really cool bit now. So, while I'm wearing this blindfold, I'm able to peek. But the reason I'm able to peek is because I wear it a little higher up on my head, right? So let me go ahead and show you exactly what I mean. Like I said, this is a completely ordinary, I didn't gimmick this in any way, right? It's loose fitting, so it's not too tight. It's very comfortable, right? But I'm wearing this right now and it feels like I'm blind, right? Like I can't see, but I'm able to peek right here. Now you don't want to wear it too high up because now they'll see your eyes, but it looks good, right? It looks convincing. Does it look like I'm able to see anything? Yet, I can see my hand right here because I'm peeking down underneath, right? If I go like this, I don't even know if you can see my eyes or not, but it looks like I'm completely blind. Now, here's the really cool thing. If I have a spectator come up and I'm gonna blindfold them, I use the same blindfold, right? But I put it low on their eyes, right? So now they can't see anything, right? It's lower on their eyes. And when I say lower, I don't mean like a whole lot. Like I just raise it up that much. It doesn't look like much has changed, but now I can see below here. So I put it like this. And what I like to do, so I put the blindfold on them, right? And I'll say, can you see? And they'll say, no, I can't see. And I'll walk up to them and I'll go like I'm gonna punch them in the face, but I stop like right before their face. And if they don't flinch, I know that they can't see. And that's a funny moment for the audience because I look at the audience and I go, nope, they definitely can't see anything. And everyone laughs, right? So when I put this on a spectator, I like to use this for Venom Cube by Henry Harrius. So my whole presentation is that I do the refractor performance. If you haven't already seen that, I'll put a link in the description below so you guys can go watch that video real quick. But I do the refractor really quick performance where I put on a blindfold, I shuffle the Rubik's Cube, I have them name any color, and then all of the tiles vanish from around the cube and they all appear on one side. Then I go on to solve the Rubik's Cube. And I say, this isn't magic per se, this is just math. This is me, you know, memorizing algorithms and knowing how to solve a Rubik's Cube, right? I'll say, like, anyone here not know how to solve a Rubik's Cube, never maybe even held a Rubik's Cube in their life, that's the person that I have come up. And then I say, wouldn't it be cool if you were able to solve this Rubik's Cube without knowing how to solve one? Would that be a cool trick? And they say yes. I say, I don't want a cool trick. I want an amazing trick. So not only are you going to solve this Rubik's Cube that you never solved before, but you're going to do it behind your back. Would that be an amazing trick? And of course they say yes. I don't want an amazing trick though. I want the most spectacular thing you have ever seen in your entire life, right? So you're going to do the impossible. You're going to solve a Rubik's Cube that you've never solved before. You're going to solve it behind your back and you're going to do it blindfolded, right? So they put on the blindfold. They put the cube behind their back, they shuffle it up, right? And then they bring it out in front of them. They still have the blindfold on. And everyone else reacts because I'm like going, like getting them to all clap. So the person's sitting there like thinking like, holy shit, I just solved this Rubik's Cube, right? And then they pull off the blindfold and they look at it and it's not solved. So they're like, oh, right? And everyone in the audience is laughing. And I go, no. I should have been more clear. When I said solve the Rubik's Cube, most people think I mean like all the tiles are all on all the same sides, right? But being solved could mean different things for different people. In your case, this is what solved it looks like for you. And they're like, okay. And I'll go, no, I prove it. Don't worry. I came with receipts. Because in this bag over here, I actually have another Rubik's Cube. I put the sides and all the sides match, you know, so it's like a matching thing. You show that all 6 sides of the cube are the same. They get their applause and then they go and they have a seat, right? And they feel as though they were able to solve the Rubik's Cube, even though it was like a curveball because it wasn't exactly what they thought it was going to be, but, you know, it still all worked out in the end. It was an impossible prediction effect where they were able to do all of it themselves. And they didn't need the blindfold. The blindfold didn't physically add anything to this because the cube was shuffled at random. It's a gimmick that allows you to do the matching moments, right? But putting that blindfold on added the extra layer of comedy. It added the extra layer of impossibility in the audience's mind because they weren't able to see anything happening, even if behind their back, blindfold, whatever, right? For whatever reason, it adds an extra layer of impossibility. And then you also have that moment, that dual reality moment where the person brings the cube out, they're still blindfolded and everyone in the audience is reacting. So in their head, they've solved the Rubik's Cube. So it adds layers just by having this thing in the act, right? Now, from a methodological standpoint, when I put the blindfold on, I'm able to do some impossible stuff, right? I'm able to peek at words when I'm doing a book test and I'm blindfolded because they think that I can't see. I'm able to, I have a routine in my new book called The Imagination Project, Volume 3, available at o'brienmagic.com if you haven't already checked it out. I have a routine in there. It's a Russian roulette style routine where I essentially pour 3 glasses of whiskey, and I have a fourth glass, like a shot glass, right? I have a fourth glass filled with something gross, disgusting, maybe spicy, a chili pepper, or hot sauce, or they pour tapatio in there or whatever, right? So I put the blindfold on, I turn around, I let an audience member shuffle up the glasses, and then I come back and I have the blindfold on and I wave my hand over the glasses, right? And I say, I think this is a safe one, and I take a shot, and this is a safe one. I take a shot, and then I pick up the last 2, and I go like I'm gonna take the shot, and then, right, and then I take off the blindfold, and I did 3 shots of whiskey, and I didn't do the nasty shot. So the method for that is like the simplest method. It's straightforward. It's just that I know where the one is because I can peek it. But no one suspects that because I'm wearing a blindfold. And also, it's the same blindfold that I had for the Rubik's Cube thing earlier, and they know that that person couldn't see. So it's been examined, right? They know that that I'm legitimately blind, so there's no way that I could have known, right? So there's that. Like I said, like if I'm doing like a book test kind of thing, where I normally I would look away, right? And I'll be like, here, just go ahead and say stop. Right there is okay, right? So like, for example, let me show you right here. This is the Alchemist book test. Available Black Cat Magic, if you want to check them out. Really cool company. I'm going to put the blindfold on now, right? And I'm going to use their flashback method. Now, normally with the flashback method, right, so I'm going to look away, right? And I'm just going to riffle through the pages just like this. You say stop. Right there is okay? Perfect. Go ahead and look at that word. Hopefully you could see it, right? Hopefully I'm showing it to the camera, right? Can you guys see that word okay there? It should be pat. Is that true? Like P-A-T? I don't know if it's a name or like a pat on the back. Let's see how I did. Oh, tap, excuse me. Sorry, I looked at it backwards. Tap, right? But the whole point is that I was able to peek that word even with the blindfold on, right? So now you guys are a little bit higher up, so I had to kind of do this, like to play it up to like to the gods, right? Normally I would be doing it down here and it would work. And the way that this method is done is they use like a flashback principle, right? If you don't know what flashback is, check out Black Cat's website. They actually talk about the methods that are used in here, and it's a really cool book test. It's not a normal book, it's a gimmick. More on this, if you guys want, in the description below, go check out my Black Cat Magic review where I talk about this. But the whole point is that normally what I do is I look away, right? And I say, here, go ahead and look at that word, right? Perfect. Go ahead and take the book, and I get my peek that way. With this, adds an extra layer of deception because now, go ahead and say stop. Right there is okay. Perfect, okay? Go ahead and look at that word, right? And I can't see it. There's no way that I can see it, right? Because I have a blindfold on. But I know what that word is, flow, right? Yeah, flow. You see? So, really cool, fun things that you can do. Peeking through your blinders. Peaky Blinders. Get it? A lot of fun things that you can do with this. Just think outside the box. Like 90% of them are presentational ideas. But there's also some things that you can do to hide methods a little bit better as well if you just simply put on a blindfold. Now, I'm not saying put on a blindfold for everything, right? But key moments in your act. Maybe you're doing a gambling demo where you shuffle the deck and you're going to find the 4 aces. You could put on the blindfold and you can do the same routine and you're just peeking at the cards like while you're shuffling them, right? And then you're able to deal out the 4 aces. And it feels more impossible because you have the blindfold on, right? Even if you're using like a stripper deck, it doesn't matter. Just having this adds that extra layer of impossibility to it. My question of the day for you guys are, what are some fun presentational ideas that you would use a blindfold for, right? I know that a lot of people are going to say, oh, the magic that I do in the bedroom or whatever, right? Let's go ahead and get it out of our system now. Feel free to leave a magic in the bedroom comment below if you want, whatever helps the algorithm. But no, seriously, I'd like to know from you guys, what are some fun things that you would do using a blindfold in your act, just so that we can kind of get some ideas, get our creative juices flowing and all of that good stuff. If you have not already done so, I highly recommend, again, please click the subscribe button, the join button, and all buttons of that nature above and below this video. If you'd like to check out some more magic, be sure to visit me at o'brienmagic.com, where you'll find some of the latest and greatest, try to say that, latest and greatest, there we go, without tongue twisting myself, where you guys will find some of the latest and greatest magic books, downloads, and accessories. Until next time, everyone, keep practicing.